One day you will wake up and nothing will be wrong, no crisis, no enemy, no disaster, yet something inside you will feel painfully empty. Not because life failed you, but because you ignored the lessons it tried to teach you quietly. Stoicism exists for this moment. Most people suffer not because life is hard, but because they fight what already is. They argue with reality. They replay the past. They fear a future that hasn't arrived. The Stoics saw this clearly. They understood one simple truth: you were never meant to control life, only your response to it. The moment you forget this, suffering begins. Anger grows when you demand the world behave differently. Anxiety grows when you try to control outcomes you were never promised. Peace returns only when you separate what is yours to command from what never was. Your mind is yours. Your actions are yours. Everything else is borrowed. Ignore this lesson and your future self will regret the years wasted resisting what could not be changed. Another quiet mistake people make is living for approval. They shape their words, their dreams, even their identity around how others might react. They fear being misunderstood. They fear standing alone. They fear silence. But Stoicism teaches something uncomfortable. The crowd is often wrong, and approval is a fragile thing. The moment your worth depends on praise, you become easy to control. Rejection then feels like punishment, even when you did nothing wrong. Your future self will regret every time you chose acceptance over authenticity. Every time you stayed silent to avoid judgment. Every time you betrayed your own values just to be liked. The Stoic does not seek applause. He seeks alignment with himself. Emotions are another trap few people escape. Anger feels powerful, but it blinds judgment. Fear feels protective, but it shrinks life. Desire feels urgent, but it never feels satisfied. Stoicism never says to kill emotions. It teaches you to see them clearly. Emotions are signals, not commands. They arrive, they speak, and they pass. You decide whether they rule you. When you ignore this, you let moods dictate decisions, and impulses write consequences. Your future self regrets the words spoken in anger, the opportunities avoided out of fear, the peace traded for momentary pleasure. The Stoic pauses. He observes. Then he responds with reason, not impulse. Modern life teaches comfort. Stoicism teaches strength. Comfort makes the body soft and the mind impatient. It trains you to avoid effort, silence, and discomfort. Yet every strong mind in history was forged through resistance. The Stoics practiced discomfort intentionally, not because suffering is noble, but because dependency is dangerous. When you rely too much on ease, the smallest hardship feels unbearable. Your future self regrets choosing entertainment over discipline, distraction over reflection, comfort over courage. Discomfort trains resilience. Silence sharpens clarity. Simplicity restores control. Time is another lesson people learn too late. Money can return, status can be rebuilt. Time only moves in one direction. Yet people waste years arguing, proving themselves to people who don't matter, chasing goals that don't fulfill them. The Stoics lived with death in mind, not out of fear, but out of respect for time. Remembering mortality does not darken life, it sharpens it. Your future self regrets the days lived on autopilot, the moments rushed past without presence, the important conversations delayed for someday. Someday is not guaranteed. People will disappoint you. This is not pessimism. It is realism. Expecting perfection from flawed beings creates endless resentment. The Stoics understood human nature deeply. They expected weakness, mistakes, selfishness, not to excuse harm, but to protect their peace. Your future self regrets being shocked by betrayal, hurt by predictable behavior, angry at what could have been anticipated. Lower expectations, raise understanding, guard your inner calm. Silence is another forgotten power. Not everything needs a response. Not every misunderstanding needs correction. Not every thought needs to be shared. The Stoic speaks when necessary and remains silent when it is wiser. Your future self regrets over-explaining, oversharing, and reacting when silence would have preserved dignity. Calm presence is louder than noise. Responsibility is the final lesson most avoid. Blame feels comforting. Victimhood feels justified, but both weaken the soul. Stoicism demands ownership, not because life is fair, but because responsibility creates strength. Your future self regrets waiting to be saved, blaming circumstances, and delaying growth behind excuses. The Stoic does not ask, "Why did this happen to me?" He asks, "What must I do now?" Death stands quietly behind all of this, not as a threat, but as a reminder. Life is fragile, moments are temporary, nothing is promised. Remembering this makes trivial worries shrink and meaningful priorities rise. Your future self regrets forgetting this truth and living as if time were endless. Peace is not something you find, it is something you train. through perspective, through restraint, through acceptance. Stoicism is not weakness, it is controlled strength. One day you will look back, not at what you achieved, but at what you ignored, the warnings, the lessons, the quiet truths. Learn them now, practice them daily, and your future self will thank you in silence.